The interior smelled like cologne and leather oil. A withered atlas lay on the floorboard. Carl turned the key, and the engine coughed to life, roused from a deep sleep, and the barn filled with light and exhaust as a cassette in the stereo came through the speakers, some heavy metal band Richard had been listening to the year before. He sat there, feeling the steering wheel's grooves between his fingers. In a wedge of light just beyond the barn door, a dead crow lay in the gravel. He'd come up with the plan the week after high school graduation, nearly a year after his brother had died. He'd fix Richard's old car, pack his bags, and leave unannounced for California. This is just a little slice from Thornhope, Indiana, by John Gingerich, winner of the 2020 Great American Fiction Contest, which will be featured in the January-February 2020 issue of the Saturday Evening Post. This beautiful story explores the nature of grief, responsibility, and expectation against the backdrop of a farming community in northern Indiana, the type of community Gingerich himself grew up in. Congratulations to John Gingerich and to the more than 250 other writers who entered the 2020 Great American Fiction Contest. Have you got a story to tell? Our 2021 Fiction Contest will be open to submissions in January, so start writing now. John Gingerich's short story isn't the only thing worth reading in our next issue. Here are a few of the other stories you'll find. In 1956, Elvis Presley's star was on the rise in a big way, at least with the young people. In the spring of that year, the young rock and roller signed on to play at the New Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas. But the high rollers and lounge-goers there didn't know what they were listening to. In the story, when Elvis flopped in Vegas, Richard Zoglin gives you all the sordid details of Presley's lukewarm first reception in the city that would eventually treat him like royalty. Author Travis Reeder was involved in a motorcycle accident that left him laid up in 2015. His doctor prescribed opioids to help him avoid the pain. But soon, avoiding pain became his entire life. Not just the pain from the accident, but the physical and emotional pain of opioid withdrawal as he fought back from addiction. In Managing Pain Without Pills, Reeder, after having won his battle with addiction, writes from a very personal perspective about our relationship with pain and the pharmaceuticals we turn to avoid it. And there's plenty more in the next issue of the Saturday Evening Post. We've got a glimpse at the future of genetic engineering, good news about bad news, an interview with Alan Alda, some delectable pizza recipes, the true story behind the myth of the gunslinging cowboy, and much, much more. All coming soon to your mailbox from the Saturday Evening Post.